morning, everyone. Today is the 10th Tuesday. My name is Lamont Gilchrist, www.L.G.Fitness-Messiah.com on my webpage. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I had a good workout. I gave y'all a good look yesterday into my personal workout and my uncle's, not my clients. I don't really do my clients here in Texas or the places that I go starting strength or any other gyms, CrossFit or any other stuff like that, kind of separated. So I just kind of wanted to give you an understanding. If you go back, yesterday was the 9th, and you look at those videos from my morning routine, it took about 15 minutes, a little bit younger than that because I did abs. And then I went through the Zulu twice, which is about 10 minutes, 11 minutes. So we're talking about 27, maybe 30 minutes tops for my workout yesterday. I know for some people that's going to sound crazy. That's going to sound like, man, how do you get your workout in? And how do you make gains, or how are you able to do particular stuff and things like that? As you become more efficient and you become, like with me, as I became more efficient as an athlete, or as you become more efficient, or if you watch pro athletes or you watch people who are really, really in shape, they do not grind like the guys that played in Nebraska. When I was in college, I was recruited there, but the guys that play there, that's compared to the guys that played at the University of Nebraska at Omaha, where I played at, we worked our tails off. We ran, we did, man, I seen their practices and how they did stuff, man. That stuff was easy. And I used to, and then my guy who played at South Dakota, Damon, Big D, guys that played for Crehan, they said Crehan was a monster. Crehan to have them out there rolling snow off the field in the winter time up in South Dakota, and man, it was crazy from what they said happened, what went on. The point that I'm trying to make is that sometimes the training can be a mental training, toughness. Sometimes it needs to be technical. It needs to be your body training, making gains, abilities. And then all that is fine, and you could train every aspect of that, because I train it with my athletes. Like when I talk to my athletes, I just don't talk to my athletes about just the lifting weights. We talk about how to conduct yourself on the sideline. We talk about how to make yourself stand out on the film. We talk about strategies, about how to become the starter. We talk about how to lay the foundation for your system of how you're going to recover pre-game, post-game, and all the other stuff. We talk about the allure of drugs. We talk about expectations of others. We talk about being great, the mindset of being great for yourself. So although we're in the weight room and we're training our bodies and we're actually getting ready, and a lot of time we're doing either body bettering, like getting stronger, improving, more power, more explosiveness, or we're doing technical, or we're doing in shape, anaerobic movement, biomechanics, because all those things are going to improve and add into the pot of the total package. And that's why I'm saying right now, once you understand the whole organic, adding everything into the pot in season, out of season, even though I'm lifting, you don't have to lift heavy every week. You can lift into the muscle fibers. You can train different muscle fibers. You can train biomechanics. You can train tendons, ligaments, range of motion, breathing, form. There's so many different things to train and so many different areas to cover. You can even ask my clients, and most of my clients will do one thing and maybe not get back to it for over a month and a half or so. We done jumping things and stuff. But we do something that's comparable to it. We always have a system that's somewhat along the lines of making progress. And that goes along with our recovery. If we're lifting heavy, doesn't mean, or we got an injury, Like I tell my young people or anybody else, doesn't mean that we just throw everything out. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater because you have an injury, you have something going on. There's other things that can happen. There's other things that can be trained when you're stiff, when you're sore. The point that I'm making is that as I become a better scientist and as I see how these people down here in Texas and I see how they do it in Olympic training systems and other different top elite level places that I've been fortunate enough to train at and to go to, along with my own personal experience and all my years of research, dedication, and knowing my body and knowing the aging process and knowing how I was a world-class overtrainer and a hard gainer because I was an overtrainer, I have simplified and basically come up and have a formula for me and my clients. You know, it's one thing if you do something and it works for you. There's another thing that when you do something from a eating regimen to a workout regimen, from a training regimen, from a recovery regimen system or whatever, and you see it working for everybody that you do it for, then you know that you got something that works. So I know my regimen works. I know the recovery. I know the eating. I know everything works. And this is probably by people who don't do it to the extent that I do it. So now what my clients also get is the benefit of is that I am a world-class elite training individual, meaning that I train at a go in, go hard, all or nothing die level. I've always been. I'm one of the hardest workers on the planet, you know, and I'm not afraid to say that because I've done that since I was a little kid when I ran track. All the sports that I did, all my summers, you know, was taking up all my time after school, lifting weights, preparing for my sports. Injuries limit my career in certain things, and a lot of those was overtraining, going hard, and just having no kill switch and playing through. You know, I played with torn hamstrings, I played with screws in my foot, you know, can't bend my fingers and stuff like that, but I still went hard, still played. And any athlete who played at a higher or elite level that has that kind of intestinal fortitude knows what that's like. My clients get someone who is much more in tune, enlightened, aware of their body, that are actually doing basically the same workouts that they're doing, the same system, because they're on the system that I've been on. So I'm not just saying stuff and say, do this. I can feel what my body feel like, so I can guesstimate from the different levels of my clients that I deal with, how they may be recovering, how many reps they need to do, how many sets. Training and group training is great, but even group training is really individual training. And the reason why group training is great and the reason why group training isn't great is because in group training you can hide, meaning that you cannot push yourself and you can do the movements. And you're always going to get a benefit. You're going to get some joint mobility, you're going to get some movement, but you may not be getting the overall benefit that you think that you're getting. If you're training with someone and he can't tell you what muscle fibers are being worked, how they're being worked, what injury source are you going to, what is the whole periodization, what's the rest period, what's this. If they can't tell you that, then they're just shooting in the dark. They're just doing something that they've seen somebody else do and they don't know the science behind it. And they're just shooting something at you, and some of you will get it, some of you will work for it, some of you will get injured, some of you will quit, some of you will overtrain, some of you won't train hard enough. And that's what happened in group training situations. That's what happened with most people that don't understand the science and don't know how to improve and get better. So remember, understand your periodization, understand the different training regimens, the different things you can go to inside your body. For my athletes, and like I said, even for my regular clients, you know, a lot of this stuff is mental and getting over the hump and knowing how to push yourself, understanding how to control your mind, slow down your breathing, stay in good form so that you're not putting extra strain on the other things, so that you can go further and push harder. That's what it's all about. If you have a clearer path, if there's no obstacles in your way like injury, doubt because you're not doing it correctly, when you can have confidence in that you're not going to be injured, that you're pushing hard enough that you can go forward, then you can push yourself. With all those doubts or if all that doubt is there, you will have to be crazy like I am and like most other athletes are to just say, okay, I'll run through a brick wall and see what happens. You know, a lot of people cannot do that. People are not built that way. and they will end up quitting, or they'll end up going as far as they can, pushing themselves really hard and just burning out because they can't keep up with the way that their body feels. And that's very important in feeling your body, understanding recovery, understanding how to still train and not staying to the same training system all the time where you get plateaus and you got other little different things going on. So I'll give a shout out to all my coaches that kicked my butt, but they showed me, and all the people that I see in the Olympic style training, they showed me, the different styles and pushing yourself. Some overtrained, some undertrained, some of the above, in the different styles of pushing yourself, recovery, and the science has gotten better. And then just all the years, 30-some plus years that I got into application and clients and all the other things, it has really enlightened me and allowed me to really condense and get straight to the specifics of what it is that I'm trying to accomplish with myself, with my clients, with my athletes, in every aspect of whatever it is that I do. I just trim the fat off and just get to the point. I try not to do no more. I try not to do no less. I try to make it as precise as shooting an arrow at a target and hitting the target. I don't shoot tons of arrows and try to hit a target. I try to make it precise and straight to the point and have an understanding and a complete strategy of how am I going to get from point A to point B. You don't start trips or you don't start journeys just wandering off and say, oh, I'm going to go here, and don't have a plan on how you're going to get there. And in this arena is a lot of crackery and a lot of mumbo jumbo out there, a lot of things that people don't understand. And first of all, and even if they did, a lot of the people that's out here doing has never pushed themselves or never been competitive or never gone to a level that they even ask you to go to. So be aware and be knowledgeable about what's going on in your arena. And if you don't feel right, you feel like they're not answering the questions, then you're probably right. It's not right. They probably don't know what they're doing. It's just like the preacher or the man that plays on your emotion, hallelujah, singing to make you feel a particular way, but he's constantly begging it in your pockets, and saying, wait on your blessings, it's gonna come. Faith without works is dead. So keep that in mind. My name is Lamont Gilchrist. Peace.